Welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. It's 7:49 a.m. So if you're getting to work for 8 a.m., you have about 11 minutes to get there. Remember to get there safely, be safe on the nation's roads. This morning we're speaking with Mr. Rohdill Kirk, Superintendent of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. And of course, we're going to do an overview of Carnival 2024. It's always a pleasure to have you in studio with us. Superintendent Kirk, good morning and welcome.
Good morning to you and good morning to your viewers.
Right, I'm thinking 2024 Carnival, how was it? I have my own assessment, but I want to hear the official word. How was it for the T.T.P.S in Tobago?
Well, from a police perspective, the Carnival in Tobago went well. We would label it as one of the safest carnivals in the last 5-6 years, I would say. The thing about it, although we had a bit of confusion in terms of where the Carnival celebrations were to be kept, I mean, we still, everything went well, because why I said that is that we got the information that Crown Point and Roxborough were the two main hubs, but not to take our eyes off Scarborough, and we did that. We had resources on the ground. We recognized that nothing much didn't happen, and everything went well. We are thankful for that.
Right. Yeah, because I was looking, on the social media, I'm looking to see what is happening in and around. And I'm around the Scarborough area, and it was quite quiet especially on Monday, it was very quiet in Scarborough for some time.
Yes, and you have to be mindful too that the cruise ship was in port, and also the oil spill cleanup was taking place. So that in itself limit the area that people could traverse. So again, people stayed away.
And you went to the other two locations, Crown Point and Roxborough, especially.
Two other locations. What we recognize is that within the Crown Point area on Monday morning, roughly about 3,000 masqueraders taking the streets. That concluded around 10 a.m. and the people dispersed quietly, again with no incident. So I want to also thank the Tobago public for being well behaved during the Carnival period. Roxborough itself, Jubilee morning had one music truck and roughly about 600 to 700 persons, behind the music truck as well. They didn't have no bands per se. Again, everyone was well behaved.
So congratulations to the Tobago public for listening to the call of the T.T.P.S to collaborate with them and to cooperate and to ensure that there's a safe Carnival period. I'm really happy to hear this report. It's not usual that you get a report where there was no incidents. Everything happened, smoothly. I want to thank the T.T.P.S, of course, for being in position in the event something should happen. I had to travel through Scarborough on Tuesday afternoon, and I was greeted by very friendly. I know sometimes when things are hectic, people tend to get frustrated, but they were so friendly and so kind in terms of how they direct the traffic, because, people still have to get through some areas. So I want to say thank you to the T.T.P.S and congratulations to the Tobago public for adhering to all the instructions and allowing the police officers to do what they came out on the streets to do. In terms of any roundup, anything happening within the week leading up to Carnival or anything like that?
Well, what we had a few incidents unrelated to Carnival. We had about 3 reports of robberies. Those are engaging our attention. We had a bomb threat report, and that is also engaging our attention. But let me take this opportunity to also thank the dedicated officers who came out, who answered the call to come out for duty. What we also have is that persons were called off their vacation leave, and they did answer that call. Not forgetting the members of the Defense Force, TTR and the Coast Guard, who came out and were always there to support us. So, I want to also extend my sincerest gratitude to these stakeholders for, standing by the police in terms of having the resources on the ground to treat with any eventualities. Thankfully, we didn't have any. Again, what I also noticed is that we had some trivial road traffic accidents. Time and time again, I come on this program and I urge people to drive carefully, obey the traffic laws. But however, we still had probably about 3 or 4 trivial road traffic accidents, no injuries reported. So, that was also good.
And that is something we will continue to talk about on this program, road safety. Sometimes, we know you're in a hurry, you want to get there on time, probably before time. You're probably running late, and that's why you're speeding on the nation's roads. But we want you to consider the other drivers, the persons in the other vehicles as well, the persons that you are transporting as well. Observe the traffic laws. When you're approaching a traffic light and the light is on orange, it does not mean to speed up. It means to approach with caution. Prepare to stop, because after orange, of course, it's going to be that red light. So many times I'm driving on the nation's roads and I am at the traffic light and I know that my life, because we know what the sensors are going to go off.
Yes.
So you can assess when your light is going to turn green. And my light is about to turn green. And so I'm getting ready to enter the box to turn. And I can see cars coming from the opposite direction flying across, trying to get the tail end of their green light, which has already turned red. And these are things we need to take into consideration. We need to be concerned about other persons as well, because the same way this person is trying to catch the tail end of their green light, I am prepared to move when my light turns green.
Yeah, and not only in respect of the traffic lights, some people or drivers don't observe road signs and road markings. And I could give you an example. That Providence Road and Dunvegan Road, I actually had a talk with the stakeholders in terms of revitalizing those road markings, because people come from inside whim and they think that they have a right of way. They don't need to stop at that junction.
Yes.
And they come straight across. So that is one example. People need to pay attention that there's a big stop sign on the ground and there's a stop sign telling you stop and then proceed. But people, we have to be mindful of the road signs and the traffic markings or traffic signs on the road as well.
We really need to pay attention to those things, because they can help us and intercept any potential accident that might take place. So we need to pay attention. And you rightfully said, some of these markings need to be revamped. They need to be done over, because they are very, very faint and you can hardly see them. So we need to look into that as well. In closing, is there anything else that you want to share, that you want to bring, you want to encourage our listening audience?
No, I just want Tobagonians to continue being who they are. I know that everybody wanted to come out and enjoy themselves. We were happy that we were able to provide that level of safety and security to our visitors, our citizens, and those who come from time to time. So I want them to continue to be that way, cooperate with the police, work with us, and we will keep you in that safe environment.
Thank you so much, Superintendent Rohdill Kirk. Always a pleasure to have you here with us on the Morning Show on Tobago Updates, bringing, insights and updates as it relates to things happening around Tobago where the T.T.P.S is concerned. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we bring the closure to the Morning Show on Tobago Updates Television. I am Adanna Combie. We do not end our programming here. We continue with Tobago Notes and then on to GMT with Candice Jackson. So we ask you to stay with us. And as you stay with us, of course, we invite you to share the live, share the live, share the live.